Welcome to the Militia Gaming Community. I'm Trigger Militia, and today I'm going to show you a very easy way to 3-star the Palm City Raceway Drift sections. Let's go! I know a lot of YouTubers take this time to ask for subs and likes, but if you've watched my channel before, you know that I'd like to do things a bit different, so I just want to say thanks to everyone has decided to click on this content. It's literally the reason why this channel exists, and it propels me to make more videos just like this one, so thank you very much. Alright, this is kind of a short video, but I'm making it because I haven't found a lot of specific advice for drifting certain sections on this game. There are a few videos on YouTube that give general drift techniques, and some that have every single drift section shown, but they don't go into detail, and they don't give specific advice for each section. So hopefully this reaches a few of you who have been struggling with these sections, and it helps you out. Let's start with my favorite drift build using the 2007 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9. I was turned onto this build by another YouTuber named Swigs. This dude does some pretty dope drift edits, so go check him out if you're into that kind of thing. I'll link his channel in the description down below. Alright, as far as the build goes, it's Ultimate plus everything on the 3.8 liter V8 engine and the Ultimate dual turbo. You can use whatever NOS you like, it's not really relevant for drifting. I recommend using the Super Showcase suspension, Elite brakes, Elite drift tires. You can also run drag tires as well, as they make it pretty easy to control your drift, but they are harder to break loose, so tighter drift sections that require you to swing the car from side to side real fast do not favor these drag tires. I definitely prefer the drift tires. As far as the drivetrain goes, I use the Elite Plus clutch, the Elite Plus 8-speed gearbox, and here's one of the keys to this build, the Sport Drift differential. For some reason the Sport diff feels better than some of the more expensive differentials. You'll immediately notice the difference, so definitely put that one in the car. If you're planning on completing a bunch of drift sections, I would say run the repair kits and the damage reduction, that way you don't have to find a gas station as often. Lastly, on your live tuning, make sure you have the steering sensitivity all the way up and the downforce all the way down. And then take traction control off and set your drift style to gas. Let's start with the hairpin smoke drift section. This is the drift section that is directly in the middle of the Palm City Raceway. I like to start this section facing the water tower that's in the distance. The lines you can hit going either direction are good, but my own personal preference is to go this direction. One of the keys to drifting is obviously to keep your multiplier as high as you can and then rip long drifts once the multiplier is at 3 or 4. With that in mind, the first turn is very important to your success for the rest of this course. Start towards the right side of the road, but not all the way over, and hit the turn going about 130 or 140 miles per hour. It is super important to drift this entire first turn to get that multiplier up to 3 or 4 times and set you up for the next couple of turns. On the following straightaway, make sure you rock the car back and forth to keep the multiplier up, and then swing into the left turn and immediately swing back to the right one. Again, swing the car back and forth on the ensuing straightaway to set you up again for the left-right combo, only this time the turn that follows is a very long drift that you will need to hit with a full multiplier to make this section. Notice I only have 41,000 points when hitting this final section. That means I will need approximately 30,000 to finish this one with 3 stars. Notice that I'm able to keep the drift going through 3 consecutive turns. This is absolutely the key to this section. Back up the video if you need to look at it again. But if you can go into this final section with 3 or 4 times on your multiplier, and you can hit this final 3 turns all in one long drift, then you will for sure 3-star this section. Okay, the next section is called Neighborhood with Style, and it can be tricky for a couple of reasons. One, it requires you to know where you're going, so drive through it a time or two to make sure you understand which turns you will need to set up for and which direction you are going to be turning. I think Need for Speed could have put a sign or an arrow or something to better let you know where exactly you're supposed to be going, but oh well. And 2, it does require you to swing the car back and forth between semi-tight drift sections. I like to approach this section from the southernmost entrance. On the building to the left of where I start, it says Brand Fabrics Inc. You'll want to drift into the start because this course immediately turns to the left again, so you can actually hit a multiplier of 3 before even touching turn number 2. It's okay to hit things that break upon impact or go up on the curb or the grass. That won't take away your multiplier. Do not hit any cars or buildings. That will for sure take away the multiplier, and you don't want that for the rest of this section. If you link the first 3 turns together like I did here, you will easily get the 30,000 points needed to 3-star, but I'll let this play out so you can see how I finished the course. Notice I hit the wall on that right turn. That's because I forgot which way I was supposed to turn, and I turned way too late. When you see that crazy striped wall, just know that you're making a right turn. Now, a small piece of advice for keeping longer drifts. Watch my front wheel on these first couple of corners. Notice how I'm turning the steering wheel back and forth to keep the drift going. I would recommend practicing this if you're still having issues with these 2 sections. My goal is to help the community in any way possible, so if you're still having problems or you're stuck on something different, don't hesitate to hit me up on Instagram. You can send me a DM with your questions and I'll answer it as soon as I can. I want to cover every section on the map, so I'm planning on more of these drift tutorial videos. And for those of you who thought I was going to get through an entire video without referencing barks, you're wrong. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Trigger out.